Hello. All right, so when you are going to be doing your individual reading assessments with your students, you're going to pull them in one on one and you're going to start with the word list. So if you are teaching students at third grade, you want to start them at the first grade list. Now, there are two different lists. One of the lists looks like this. That is the list that you are going to use, and it's got the lines after it. So remember what I said that if they get it right, I just leave it. If they get it wrong, I circle it. If you have time to write down what they are saying incorrectly, that's what I do on the line. It just gives you more information. So, for example, if the word is detour and they said D-tower, I would write like D-E space T-O-W-E-R, D-tower. Once the student reads through the list, and remember, like I said, if they're third grade, you want to start them at a first grade reading level. If they hit 4 or more wrong, then you are to give them the list before that. So let's say it's a third grader, they read the first grade list, no errors. They read the second grade list, 1 error. They read the third grade list, 3 errors. They read the fourth grade list, 5 errors. You're going to go back 1, which takes you to the third grade level passage, and you're going to pull that out of the folders. So you're going to want to make sure that you have the name of the student on the list. So right when they come in, I mark that on my word list. The student's word list is going to look like this. And I like to photocopy this list right here. Make sure that the words align with the list I showed you, the one where you're going to do the circling and checking and plussing and all that kind of stuff. But this list right here does not say grade level on it. In fact, it says student on the side. So I just make the photocopies of all of those. It's like pre-primer through 10th or 12th grade or whatever it is. And then get them to the list that you want them to start on. All right, so if it's the 6th grade list, then make sure that you have it set up to the 6th grade list so you can tell them exactly, you're going to start on this list. Don't say start on the list that starts with base, because then you're giving them one of the words. All right, and it's also nice to start them off 2 below that, because for most of them, they feel success moving into the grade level word list. All right. So anyway, then if that student, if you're going to assess them using the third grade text, then you're going to set the word list on the side, the one that has their name on it. Then you're going to take out the 2 reading passages. Now you should already have these photocopied, hopefully, and in a folder. And so you're just going to go to the third grade folder, and you're going to pull out one of the passages that has questions. That's the one that you're going to use. The one that doesn't have questions is the one that you're going to give to the student. So as the student reads, you are reading along on your sheet. Mark any words that are wrong. Also mark down things like if they're reading really choppy, if they're reading one word at a time. Abraham Lincoln was a great president that never, okay, that's choppy. You're going to want to mark that down somewhere. If they're self-correcting, you want to mark that down somewhere. If they are reading monotone, you want to mark that down somewhere, all right? Feel free to go back into the slideshow and look at some of the things that you're going to want to note as they are reading, okay? So, also, any words that they mispronounce, you want to circle. Any words that they skip over, I usually put a line through those. And then once they are done, then you're going to ask them the questions on the bottom. So the questions should come with a key on there, so you don't have to necessarily write down every word that they say. If they get it right, you can just circle underneath, on the key what they said that was correct, or if they're totally off base, you can write down what they said. or you could just put a plus over on the side if they got full points. So remember, for each question, they can either get 1 full point, or they can get a half a point, or they can get no points at all. All right. Again, if you have any questions about that, you can email me, or like I said, look back on the slideshow for an example that I gave. But just remember, like for inference questions, for example, often the inference that they're making makes sense. It could be like if it's a yes or no question, then they have to say why. It could be that they come to a different conclusion, but it is supported by the text. So just be listening for their reasoning, and if that's what they do, then you can give them a full point. You're going to want to pay attention though to what are the types of questions that they answered incorrectly, because then you know what you can work on with them, whether that's in small group or one-on-one or whole group if everyone or most people are having an issue. All right. Okay, so after they read all of the questions, then you are going to thank them for coming in, tell them to have a great day, send them on their way. You're going to write their name on that sheet again if you haven't already done so, staple it together with the word list, and then set it on the side, and you should have another student coming in. Make sure that when you're doing the word lists that you do not prompt them. Don't make like happy faces, like don't make anything like that. I just look down at the sheet. If it's been 10 seconds and they can't get the word, tell them that it's okay to move on to the next one. But don't give them any hints. Once they get all done with that list, you could say, all right, and then keep them moving along. So don't stop to correct them right now. But get all the notes you have. Even if the student comes in, if there's a couple more notes that you want to take those notes before you forget what they are, and then send them on their way. Bring the next student in, and you're going to start from square one with the word list. All right? If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'm sure it'll go great. And yeah, take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.